the kick return breakdowns, what kind of stands out to you?
Yeah, first of all, we want to put the ball through the end zone, and then second of all, guys have got to do their job, not getting off blocks, and then stacking color.
How much of it is effort on special teams, and how much of it is scheme and kind of knowing where to be?
Yeah, a combination of both, and I think the effort's there, and we just got to be better with our assignments. Yep.
Has that been kind of a strong point for you guys all year? Is it kind of uncharacteristic to see a few breakdowns on Saturday?
Yeah, we've had one or two the last couple of weeks, which is that's probably uncharacteristic. And then obviously that last weekend as a whole, it wasn't good. And Eric's there kind of erased a bunch of those mistakes for us, but it shouldn't get to that point. And our guys would be hungry to kind of go out there and prove us right this week.
Tougher to obviously kick through the end zone in those conditions with the colder ball and snow and kind of everything against a kicker, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's if he kicks a great ball, it's going to go through, and then if not, then they're going to hang up in the air a little bit, or they're going to be a little bit shorter than usual. So we got to do a better job with coverage. I mean, it shouldn't be an excuse, but we'd like to get a couple of those through there. But
I know you guys obviously recovered from a few of those errors, but does it kind of show you how much special teams can change a game when they're starting on the 50 and the defense is playing pretty well, but they just have to kind of get 50 yards to score?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you can't get away field position like that, and that's that's on us. We got to do a better job of that going forward.
Mm-hmm. What was kind of the first breakdown, the first play, and then can you kind of go through each of them if there's one or two?
Overly aggressive on the first one. The guy we're kind of spilling the kick return to. Kind of runs in there and thinks he's going to make the tackle, and instead it kind of spills out to where he should be. So really an aggressive mistake, and those are the ones I can live with that one a little more than I could a couple of the other ones where guys are kind of throttling down to see the returns going and not getting off the block, not being violent, not being aggressive, not punching their hands, running their feet, kind of getting blocked up and not fighting off the blocks and kind of trying to make a play at that point. So first one there was an aggressive mistake. The other couple were more of things that we do in practice that they didn't do on game day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How do you tune those up during the week? Is it spending more time on it? Is it changing what you guys do as coaches, overhauling it, or kind of a mix of different things?
I think it's just kind of really just re-emphasizing the technique and the kind of the basic fundamentals that we cover, and watch the film, make sure we understand what we were doing or not doing at that point. So it's been a good week. Had a good Tuesday practice and really kind of focused on that, some of the basic elements, and kind of took away some of the running from it and really just focused on getting locked up in a block and then ripping off violently and pulling jersey off those guys and throwing them one direction or the other, seeing through the returner, reading their keys, and that's all just stuff that we kind of practice all the time. But
Kyle's had a lot of long punts. He's had a few short ones, but been pretty consistent for the most part. You guys kind of plan on going with him throughout the year until something changes, or
there's still some situations we have for the other two guys that at this point it's just Kyle's been pretty consistent the last few weeks. He's got to keep that up and kind of eliminate some of those shorter ones that he's had, but he's been doing a nice job back there, and then those are guys will be ready for their opportunity when it comes.
I know you were pretty instrumental in bringing Luke here as a walk-on. Is it neat to he's going back home, fourth year starter, and everything that he's accomplished? How cool is that for you to see where he came from?
It'd be great. I mean, he's got a whole contingent of people come to the game, and a lot of his former coaches. Shout out to Coach Fav. He'll be there, and then it'll be fun that he gets to start in that stadium. Which is, as a kid growing up over there in Utah, he probably dreamed about that. So gets to do it for the Cougs, which is nice.
Do you know how many requests he's had, or how many family members?
Yeah, a ton. Yeah, I mean he's got plenty coming. So I wouldn't want to be him trying to wrangle all the tickets up this week. But
I'm kind of doing a rundown of his top 5 drives, and after Stanford that kind of fits in there. Do you any of those stand out? I know UCLA, Oregon, Rutgers in 2015, and
yeah, those were some monsters. Really. If ball in his hands at the end of the game, I mean, it's hard to take anybody else at this point. And I just enjoy watching a guy. Compete and go to work, and who knows, he might have one or two left in him in the next 2 games, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.